Hello friends, today we're going to start a new topic that is average and standard deviation. First we'll go through the average topic and then we'll move to standard deviation. So starting with average, first I'll tell you the types of averages. There are mainly two types of averages: mathematical average and positional average. Then again, mathematical average is divided into three types and positional average is divided into two types. Mathematical average, the first type is arithmetic mean, it's a very common type. Then geometric mean, and third one is harmonic mean. And positional average is median, and second one is mode. Now first we'll see the arithmetic mean and the formulas to calculate the arithmetic mean. First one is individual observation or unclassified data. It is also called as raw data. So if the observations are like x1, x2, x3, x4 up to xn, and the total number of observations is n, then it's very simple. You have to just add all the observation and divide the number of by the number of observation. Then you'll get the mean. This is a very simple example. In a marathon race was completed by 5 participants in the time given below. What is the mean race time for this marathon? So to find out the mean, we just have to add all these times and then divide by the total number of participants, that is 5. So you'll get the mean as 4.9. Now moving on to other type, that is arithmetic mean of discrete frequency distribution. What do you mean by discrete? That discrete means will be having observation and frequency of those observations. That means suppose the value 4, it is appearing 7 times, the value 7, it is appearing 10 times, like this. So for this, the formula is you have to multiply the observation and the frequency of that observation, and you'll have to do this procedure for all the observation, and then you'll have to divide the total number of frequencies. Okay, so you can see the formula. It's very simple. Now this is a very simple example. The values are this and frequencies are this. You'll have to calculate the summation of fi xi. So I have made this table. Okay, the summation is 1478. Now you can easily divide this 1478 by the total of frequency. Total of frequency is this column, that is 107. Then the answer will be 13.81. On the same lines, there is third type called weighted arithmetic mean. This is in this type you'll get weights of the observation instead of frequencies. Some might be having a higher weightage and some observation might be having lower weightage. The formula is same. Instead of f, you'll have to use w, that means weight. Now for example, there is a statistics exam. The final exam grade is 4 times as compared to the other 4 exams. Okay, so the marks are given. The final exam is 82, then the quiz is 94, 89, 92, 50, 85. Okay, so you have to compute the average. Now it is clearly given that weightage of the final exam grade is 4 times, and rest will have to assume as 1. So formula is this. You have to just put the values. You'll have to multiply 4 and 82 because weightage is 4, rest is 1, and the total is 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 8. So the value of that weighted arithmetic mean is 86. Now the fourth type is combined mean. Combined means if there are multiple groups and the mean of those groups are given, and if those groups are combined to make one group, then you have to find the combined mean of the combined group. So the formula is very simple. You have to just multiply the number of people in a group with the mean of that group. Similar will for the other group, and you have to divide this whole answer by total number of people in the combined group. Okay, so we can take simple example. The mean income of a group of person is rupees 400. Another group of person has mean income of rupees 480. if the mean income of all the person in the two groups together is 430, then ratio of the number of person in the groups is. Now this is very simple example. You have the x1 bar and x2 bar, and you also have the combined mean, that is x bar. You just have to put in this formula and you'll get the ratio n1 by n2 is equal to 5 by 3. Okay. Now we'll see some important formulas. Average of first n natural numbers is equal to n plus 1 by 2. That means if somebody asks you that you just find out the average of first 20 natural numbers, that means 1 to 20, you just have to add the 20 plus 1, that is 21. 21 divided by 2, that is 10.5. But you have to just remember that that is first n natural number, that means average of those numbers which are starting from 1 to n. On the similar lines, average of first n even numbers, n even numbers is n plus 1. Suppose if somebody asks average of first 20 even numbers, that means first 20 even numbers means 2, 4, 6 up to 40. So 20 plus 1, that is 21. The average is 21, and the average of first n odd number is n. Okay. Here we'll see some example. Find the arithmetic mean of the first 10 odd numbers. So first 10 odd numbers, you know, 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. So you can just add and divide by 10, you will get 10. But if we have shortcut, that is average of first n odd number is n. So if I'm asking about first 10 odd numbers, that means n is 10. So we can directly write the arithmetic mean of first 10 odd numbers is equal to 10. Now we'll see another type of mean, that is geometric mean. The formula is this: geometric mean for a set of n number is defined as nth root of product of n numbers. The formula for calculating geometry is mostly written in this format, that there are n numbers and you have to take nth root of product of those n numbers. For example, find the geometric mean of 4, 8 and 16. There are 3 numbers, so we'll have to multiply 4, 8 and 16, and then you'll have to take cube root of those that product. Okay, the answer is 8. Now we'll see last type of mean, that is harmonic mean. Harmonic mean for individual observation is n upon 1 upon x plus 1 x1 sorry plus 1 upon x2 plus so on 1 upon x1. So it is better to look at the example, you will understand clearly. Find the harmonic mean of 2, 4, 5. The number of observation is 3. That's why in the formula you'll have to put n is equal to 3. 3 upon 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 5. The answer is 3.16. Generally harmonic mean is used to find out the average speed of a return journey. So in that case you'll have to use the formula for formula of harmonic mean. Now there is one important relationship between arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean in case of two numbers. If the observations are only 2, then we can give one relation between these three. The AM is a plus b upon 2, GM is root AB, and HM is 2AB upon a plus b. So geometric mean square is equal to arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. We can very easily prove this. It's a algebraic expression. And also for all observation there will be a pattern. Arithmetic mean will be always greater than or equal to geometric mean, and geometric mean will be always greater than or equal to harmonic mean. Now we'll see positional averages. First is median. Median is you can say it's middlemost or center value. Suppose there are n number of observation, you'll have to you'll have to arrange those observations in ascending or descending order of their values. Then the median is a middlemost value. So if the number of observation, that means n, is odd, then you have directly the formula of that middle value, that is the median equal to value of n plus 1 divided by 2 tooth observation. Okay, but if n is even, like the number of observation is 8, so you'll have to take the average of 4th and 5th value. Okay, we'll see one example over here. The number of runs scored by 11 players of a cricket team of India are this. Okay, so the number of observation is 11. Okay, so median will be 11 plus 1 divided by 2, that means sixth value. So if you'll arrange this data in ascending order, the sixth value will be 27. That means the median of this set of data is 27. Just you have to keep in mind that before finding the median, you'll have to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. Now we will see mode. Mode is the value in the observation which is having highest frequency. That means highest number of occurrences. For example, there is data given 8, 11, 9, 14, 9, 15, 18, 6, 9, 10. So if we want to find out the mode out of this value, we just have to find which number is repeating most often, and the answer is 9. Suppose there is a set of data in which two values are repeating same number of times, then the data is called as multimodal data. Why? Because it is having two modes. Now our next topic of this chapter is standard deviation. Standard deviation, if I'll talk in very simple words, it's a deviation of your values from the central value, from the mean of the set of data. And if you want to calculate, the formula is right there. That is, you have to subtract the mean from all the individual values, and you have to add, and after that you'll have to divide that value by n, and you have to take a square root. Okay, so it is called a standard deviation. It is often represented by sigma or s also. If you remove the square root, it becomes variance. Okay, so in other words, I can say the standard deviation is square root of variance. Okay, now we'll see one example, and then we'll understand how to calculate the standard deviation. Suppose it's data given 2, 4, 8, 6, 10, 12. Okay, so you'll have to make one table. First you'll have to calculate the mean of these data. Okay, so the total of the data is 42, and there is 6 number of observations, then mean is 7, because 42 by 6 is 7. Now I'll have to subtract 7 from each number, and then I have to square. So 2 minus 7 is minus 5, and the square of that is 25. Similarly is minus 3, 9, and so on. So I'll have to add this column, and I'm getting the value as 70. So you'll have to multiply this 70 by number of observation, which is 6. So 70 by 6, that is 35 by 3, and you'll have to take the square root of the answer. The answer is 3.42. Now we'll see some example based on average and standard deviation. The first one is very simple. The average of 5 consecutive natural number is 16. The highest of these numbers is. So if it is written that is numbers are 5 consecutive natural numbers, so we can assume the first is n, the next one is n plus 1, then n plus 2, n plus 3, n plus 4, and then we can add on these 5 numbers and divide by 5. So we'll get average as 16. So you can see I have put this in formula, and I've got the value of n as 14. So value of n as 14, but here what they have asked the highest of these numbers. So highest is n plus 4, that is 18. Now we'll see the next example. The average age of 10 members in a family is 21 years, and due to death of one family member, the average age is reduced by 2 months. The age of a member who died. Initially it is written that average of 10 members in a family is 21 years. Okay, so the sum of ages of 10 members, 21 into 10, that is 210 years. Okay, now the average age is reduced by 2 months due to death of one person. So average age of 9 members will be 21 minus 1 by 6. Why this is 1 by 6? Because it is given in 2 months. So if you convert the 2 months into years, you'll get 1 by 6. So and the average of 9 members is 25 by 6 years. Sum of ages of 9 members, you have to multiply this average into 9. So you'll get this value. So the age of person who died, if we'll subtract this value 187 and half from this 210, you'll get the answer 22 and half years. Now we'll see next example, that is body weight 121 grams and 125.44 grams on two different pans of a faulty balance. So it's true weight. It's very simple. You just have to find the mean of those two numbers. So that is 121 plus 125.44. You'll get the answer as 123.22. Now the next example, that is example 4. 3 years ago average of ABC was 27 years, that is average age, and 5 years ago average of B and C was 20 years, then A's present age. It's very simple. ABC's 3 years ago was the total total age of ABC is 27 into 3, that is 81. 3 years ago. Okay. 5 years ago, the sum of ages of B and C was 20 into 2, that is 40 years, because the average was 20. So 2 years later, that is 3 years ago, the sum of ages of B and C was 40 plus 4, that is 44. So simply you'll have to multiply, subtract this 44 from 81, you'll get 37. So 3 years ago, the age of A was 37. So now the age of A will be 37 plus 3, that is 40 years. Now we'll see some of the examples which were asked in actual GATE paper. The first one is the arithmetic mean of 5 different natural numbers is 12. The largest possible value among the number is. It is similar, same as our first example. Suppose if I'm assuming the values are as A, B, C, D, E. So the total of A, B, C, D is 12 into 5, that is equal to 60. Now if I'll assume that E is the largest among them, okay, so since all the numbers are different, the minimum possible value for A, B, C and E are 1, 2, 3 and 4, and not necessarily in the same order. Sorry, it is not E, it is D. So because they have asked for the largest possible numbers among these 5 numbers, so I have assumed the minimum possible values for A, B, C, D. Okay, so the minimum possible value can be only 1, 2, 3, 4, because all the numbers are different numbers, and since it is natural number, we can't take 0. So the value of A, B, C, D is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 10, plus E is equal to 60. That means E can have the largest value as 50, hence the answer is C. Now we'll see next question of a GATE paper. Which of the following assertions are correct? Okay, there are 4 statements given. P, adding 7 to each entry in list of adds 7 to the mean of the list. It is a theory actually. In a mean, if there are suppose number of observation, and you multiply or add all the observation with a common number, so you'll have to add or multiply that common number to the mean also. So the value, the statement P and statement R is always correct, and statement Q and S are wrong. And you can also, if you want to prove in the exam, you can also take some simple values like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can prove this by calculating the values. Now the next question of GATE paper. 4 archers PQRS try to hit a bullseye during a tournament consisting of 7 rounds. As illustrated in figure below, a player receives 10 points for hitting the bullseye, that is means center circle, 5 points for hitting within the inner circle, and 1 point for hitting in the outer circle. So the final score received by the players during the tournament was listed in the table below. There were 7 rounds and the scores of PQRS are given here. The most accurate and most consistent player during the tournament respectively. First I'll have to tell you what is the meaning of most accurate and most consistent. The most accurate means player with highest mean, and the most consistent means player with the lowest standard deviation. The meaning of that thing, the consistency means the data should not be spread from the mean of the sample given. So if we'll calculate the mean and standard deviation of all the 4 players by using the formula, you'll get that the mean is highest for Q, and the standard deviation is lowest for R. So your answer is Q and R, that is B. Related to that last problem, I want to show you one graph. The most consistent means lowest standard deviation. We can see one graph. There are two datas. The average of both the samples is 100. The blue one is spread very widely across that average of 100, and the standard deviation of that blue data is 50, and the red one is very nearly distributed along the line of that average, and that's why the standard deviation is 10. That means we can say if the standard deviation is low, then the data is most consistent or most reliable. Okay, thank you.